So this is the reason why I'm not at the Mac Festival. I'm here at Shelsley Walsh Hillclimb. I've decided to pop over here to sunny Herefordshire, Worcestershire. I don't know where it is, but somewhere. Nice little Lotus in the car parking. There's an old Marcos over there. There's a few of your Bentleys, etc, etc. There's an Aston. Lovely little midget. Not quite sure what that silver thing is, but it's all very pretty. I suggest we go down there, Trace. Shelsley Walsh opened on the 12th of August 1905 and is still working on its original course. This makes it the oldest motorsport venue still operating in its original form in the world. So it predates the likes of Le Mans. The TT course obviously changed, although that was a very old circuit, but it was different to the current one. Oh well, we'll see what we can see. Let's go and look round the paddock. Right, let's have a look at the paddock. Now that looks well used, doesn't it? Oh, that's superb. So I prefer the looking bit like that.
It was challenging walking up those and down those hills. Very challenging. I do enjoy seeing those hill trials. They're rather fun, aren't they? They are. And the technical development of the cars. Going around, you know, from what it was, which was all sort of seven carry. And how sophisticated they are now. They've got
So there's wheels on that Mini. This is why I was thinking Ben would want to come, you know. And he would have done. He'd have come if he wasn't working.
Now we've got some interesting looking stuff actually about to come to life. Again, I'm not sure what that is, but I can see that yellow Holden Monaro. There, in fact, that's it. Darren Dewsbury, he'll be up to the line shortly. And ahead of him is that James Williams.
Don't see many Florences, do you?
Is that? So we'll have some interesting bits of kit there, which we'll see very shortly. Yeah, they're still coming back into the paddock, so one of the old actions these four. Things like that replica detail. It's nice. Very, very nicely done. I went to the Game Museum back in spring. Have you been? I've been there, but it was some time ago. And what I did thoroughly enjoy was the reserve collection in that two-storey building on the left. Ah, yes.
Those fantastic things.
Attention paddock, if you are a yellow driver, if you are a yellow match, please return to your car immediately. That's all drivers for our yellow match. Please return to your car immediately. Thank you.
I love that. I think it's a really good. And it looks so cute.
That was used by the chairman. He was. The little chap. Michael Edwards. Michael Edwards.
It's quite funny. 1 minute you've got a D-type, whether it's a replica or a real one, doesn't matter. And the center box all over. braking Vitesse. It's got three triple Webbers. It's got triple Webbers in it.
Car that was his M40. Yes. Oh, that was a slightly wide.
See, that's the original type material on the late models.
Getting a little bit close to the Armco on the right hand side.
There's quite a few Marcuses there, aren't there?
Just leaving the line. Car 72 is a Jaguar. My goodness me, that's got a Brooklyn engine in that one. That doesn't sound like a normal road thing. Let's have a look. Car 72. Oh, no, it doesn't do it.
Fancy a nice little mini Marcos? Possibly the ugliest car ever created, but they're really good. God, that's going. Look at it. Do you want to go up the steps? Yeah. Or do you want to walk down here? What should you prefer? Should we walk down here and then...
All drivers in our black patch, all drivers in our black patch, please return to your vehicle. Thank you.
Nostalgia type days. But there's really rare. Well, yes, I tell you what we had yesterday, which isn't here today, we had a Saab Solid. Now that would go. It was, I think there is only one registered in the UK still, the V4 engine.
That's going up the hill.
Saab sports car. Anyway, I'm carrying on. My job there as well, David. So, thank you. So, yeah, have you got some? Yes, we've got a lot more people are suddenly appearing. And thank you ever so much for coming, ladies and gentlemen. Very warm welcome to you. I don't know whether you're regular visitors to Shelsley or if we call it.
One of the excellent things about the day was that you could really hear the commentators, and they were quite entertaining. So in the following footage, you won't have to put up with my miserable voice, my moaning and my lack of knowledge. You can rely 100% on theirs. Enjoy, folks. I'm sure you will.
Leaves the line, sounds absolutely fantastic as these PJS do. Gets on the spot. Streaming into Kennel there, into crossing now. Hits the apex nicely. Really keeping the boot in. Enjoying himself hugely. Brakes just before the wooden sleepers into bottom S. Okay, car 111. That's anyway, the Mark II Escort. Yeah, Mark II Escort drifting it through the part of Kennel there into bottom S now. I reckon that's about 90 miles an hour for anyone who's interested. Yes,
HSR
has just left the line. That's the fixed point door that was there. That's DTV Forenza Vauxhall dealer team Vauxhall. Yes, he'll be followed, by the way, by Andrew Cooper in the Renault 5 Turbo. This is a very unusual car. This is a mid-engine Renault. Absolutely scorches off the side. Wide crack on the back. Turns into crossing. Huge amount of space in the back for the motor. Watch out for the Lancia 037 Rally that's on the line, has just left the line. Spectacular car this. What a piece of kit. There's some stories behind this 037. Anyway, already going beautifully. Turns into crossing there and accelerating now. Opens the taps up. A little bit of a lift into the kink.
That's misfiring by the
One of my
sound.
favourites, Charlie Gabb, leads the line in the 240 RS Nissan. What a glorious rally car that is. Beautiful colour scheme on it. They were pretty successful. I'd love to have one of those today, Coach. Yes, he almost lifts the wheel coming through crossing, actually. He got so much body roll onto it. Brakes into bottom S now. Yes, and following him will be Andy Kingston, the brilliant Audi Quattro Sport. My God, that sounds fantastic, doesn't it? He's already coming into kennel now. Driving it absolutely beautifully. Out of crossing now, and the accelerating away. Oh, he has to brake into bottom S, brake into the kink. He's going a little bit too quickly. Turns into bottom S now. Yes, he'll be followed by Nigel Hepburn in the MG Metro 6R4. What a fantastic sounding thing that is. Successful car. They are absolutely incredible. 6R4 with me. Definitely burbling away. And in fact it's sounding nicer than it did earlier on, I think. So it sounds more on song. Yeah, so Nigel, Tim Thompson in the Lancia Delta, Instagrali, the yellow one's already in the crossing and accelerating tidally now. Flicks it into the kink, into bottom S, turns in now. Yes, now going back down to the warm-up area is Lee Hedwood in the Evo 3. So just wait to see what we're going to get next. In the batch anyway. This rally car section is really exciting, isn't it? Because these cars are having a go. I can't tell you what the times on this run is because we've not seen anything. But anyway, he's gone back in. Lee Hedwood's gone back into the paddock. He may have a bit of a problem. Now I do see, I think, what looks like an Escort Cosworth behind that, but let me see what we've got. So on the line, I've got that beautiful Escort Cosworth of Mark McClellan. Absolutely, he's still got his, he's got his rally headlights on the front as well, the big pod of lights. Anyway, this car will be permanent four-wheel drive, spectacular off the line, off he goes. Actually, not spectacular, he's very quick off the line, already going into kennel, not too much drama. Kennel out of kennel into crossing now. Again, there's not much drama, it does not look spectacular. So the chances are it's going to be quite a good time, I suspect. Yeah, well, what to have a look at next is Steve Chamberlain just leading the line in the Tommy Mackinnon Mitsubishi Evo 5 in red. That's an immaculate car, worth some importance these days for Mackinnon. There, out of crossing now, keeping the power well up, keeping momentum well up, and brakes into bottom S, turns in now. Okay, on the line, Andy Woodbridge in this lovely old Hyundai Coupe. This is a two-wheel drive, front-wheel drive car. Not the quickest rally car, this is the next recce car, this one I believe. Anyway, he's already on his way up towards the kennel. Nicely turned out car. Yes, here he is. Going tidily, accelerating now cleanly. Now, into crossing, into bottom S, thinking hard. Okay, the Peugeot 206, next to Marcus Ronald's car. I don't know if he's actually his on the Peugeot 206, WRC. Yeah, here's the crossing attack there as he comes to lift at the kink. Yes, he has to little bit of a lift there, turns into bottom S now. Okay, on the line, Sam Mason, 17-year-old, only passed his test last month, driving his little WRC Fiesta, the 1-litre Ecotec model, 200 horsepower in this little car, front-wheel drive, car number 95, Sam Mason. Good luck, Sam, in your motoring career. Now to the right-hand side now. Does he hold it in tight? Yes, he does. Holds it in tight, hits the apex correctly, and into the kink. Again, barely a lift, turns into bottom S now. Yes, so I've got a Porsche on the line. I believe this one will be John Anderson. Just looking at the number, if I can see it. He's away. Yeah, I'm going to go for John Anderson, the 911 GT3, the white one with the yellow on it. This was one of the very quickest cars up here earlier. Anyway, leads the line. My goodness me, that sounds amazing. GT3 Porsche, they sound incredible. Already with me now. Sounding, as you say, absolutely beautiful. This is a flat 6, I guess, isn't it, the black? Yeah, I think so. It's probably a 3.4 or 3.6 in that one. Leading the line is the Golf GTI 8-valve Golf GTI received before the red and the white one. A little bit more cautious. Mick Strafford, by the way, he's on the line. Wait for Mick Strafford in that Forenza, that V8 600 horsepower Forenza. Can-Am engine in this one. Oh, it's smoke. The noise is amazing. Oh, look at that. Lovely. That head drifting out. And again, oh, yes. Again, he very, very nearly lifted a inside front wheel there. Oh, and I was very squirrely there as he braked into bottom S. My clock, my phone, I don't wear a watch, but it's 12 o'clock, so we've obviously got quite a few more cars to come. And see what happens. In fact, looking at the Vectretuos is a rather lovely RS200. Anyway, clouding over slightly, isn't it? It is, yes. Today. Well, yes. I mean, it's all right for you down there. Oh, right. You've got air conditioning. Well, there is that. I haven't got it switched off. Yeah, but that's not a minute, but it's not on. I'm an old fisherman, aren't I? So,
Talk about an introduction. Chris, you know what they said about the stamp collector? Philately will get you nowhere. On the line is the Bellier, driven by the guy who created it in this form from, he's not sure whether it was a big old limousine chassis or even a light truck, but it's now makes a lovely Edwardian racer powered by this incredible Curtis OX5 engine, which you used to be able to buy in sort of 1945. About $25.
really?
And they're still available. They're still not terribly expensive.
Yeah, well, he's done past me, sounding absolutely wonderful. Exposed valve rockers clattering away.
The funny thing is that those rockers hinge on a shaft, a rocker shaft, which is meant to be lubricated every 30 minutes. So if you're flying, after 30 minutes you've got to land and get your oil can out.
So what do you do? Crawl out of the nose?
Well, if you've got a brave passenger, yes. Followed by the little Singer, very nice. Le Mans they called it, in celebration of their successors, Le Mans. But that was with the 1.5 litre cars. This one's 900cc, so it's not immensely quick.
No, but it is very, very nice, isn't it? It goes nicely, and a beautiful paint job on it. Absolutely super.
Yeah. On the line, the Lagonda. This is an interesting one. It's called the 1680, and for a period of a couple of years in the 30s, Lagonda produced this car with a little 1.5 2-litre engine, which is a Crossley engine, Crossley in the Midlands, and rather like the slightly later 1.5-litre Lagonda, or 1100cc Lagonda, which was a very advanced twin-cam engine, it was overweight and underpowered.
I nearly well, I did bid on, but it looked a bit of a brave project, a Crossley engine Lagonda, about 5 years ago.
That would have been a brave project.
Well, it was a totally wrecked saloon.
Right.
Really awful. Oh dear, he's going extremely slowly.
Well, being held on the line, in case he comes to a halt, is this very pretty little Riley special. Riley hugely successful in the 20s and 30s, particularly with the Brooklands Riley, which was developed by Reed Railton, interestingly enough, and then Victor Riley saw it and said, well, we better put that into production, which they did. And the Brooklands Riley became incredibly popular. As you know, young blades, touring car and racing car, you go to Brooklands racing car and then drive home.
The name Reed Railton, he was an absolute polymath, wasn't he?
He really was.
He turns up with everything, including land speed, record cars, boats, you name it. Phenomenal.
I also think that he designed the ERAs, the original ERAs. People think Peter Burton designed it, but he didn't.
Okay, right.
On the line, the so-called special. This is a famous car design was a Grand Prix car, 2-litre Alta-powered Grand Prix car in the era where you could have 2 seats in your Grand Prix car. Raced at Monza, was driven by Sterling Moss. Never very successful. The Alta engine was pretty unreliable. Went to the States. They chucked away. Well, no, they didn't chuck away the Alta engine. Before they chucked away the Alta engine, it starred in a Kirk Douglas film. I don't know. I think it was called The Racers. Apparently, it was a terrible film, but the car was the star. Then they took the Alta engine out. Someone had said, "Where's that Alta engine now?" And the reply was, "It's a boat anchor somewhere in the harbour." And it was fitted with this small block Chevy, the Stonebolt Chevy. And eventually Simon Taylor got it about, I think, 25 years ago or so, and competes regularly in. And as a matter of principle, it never goes on a trailer. He drives it to the meeting, drives it home.
Looks the business as always.
Yeah.
He was sort of rather held there because the previous car, Riley Line Special, was not being particularly fast.
On the line, a lovely car. This is the little Amilcar, always very narrow-bodied French sports car. They also made single-seater racing cars, but they were so narrow that the passenger had to sit in a seat sort of offset behind the driver so that her right shoulder didn't nudge the driver too much. But it's nice, and they were pretty quick as well.
We used to have a couple of the Amilcars. From my viewpoint here, you can just see how narrow it is. Tiny, isn't it?
It really is.
I haven't got him or her on the list, I'm afraid, so I don't know much about him. Car number 6, so I haven't got car number 6 on the list.
I think it's a late entry.
I think it is.
Pretty little car and I was going to say something that the feminists wouldn't have enjoyed about the driver, but she's nice as well. Charlotte,
Stop it.
having her first go up Shelsley yesterday, never driven here before, in the MGA that she inherited, I think, from her dad or her granddad. And it's a nice one, it's really immaculate. It's a fairly late one, I think, judging from the tail lights. But she's having fun driving this car up the hill.
Yes, yesterday we mistakenly thought it might be a twin cam because the script on the air intakes looked like it said that, at least from this top box, but it's not. It's just a 1600, and she was having, unfortunately, troubles yesterday with gear selection, but I think it's all sorted now.
Hope so. The twin cam was notoriously unreliable, wasn't it? Was it typical?
Yes, it was.
Typical British, well, was it British Leyland or BMC product of put onto the market before it had been properly tested. But I believe if you have a twin cam nowadays, you can make them really reliable.
Yes, it was a lot to do with the
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I think so. There was the way it was done and arranged.
Right. It was a clever engine, but maybe they didn't test it a bit more. Here's an interesting car on the line, the Ford Model A. Much modified, as you can see. And the Model A was a great commercial success, despite Henry Ford not was fighting bitterly to not replace the Model T, which had been in production since 1909 or so. And the funny thing about the Model T was you drove it very differently from any other car. It had 3 pedals, one of which was low gear, high gear, the other one was reverse, and the third one I think was the brakes. And so to produce a car with,
Don't sound original, does it?
4 on the floor or 3 on the tree, and Henry, but actually the Model A sold in huge numbers.
Yes, launched in 1927, I think it was. Burbling away as he comes past me, the inverted commas Model A, because it's got a big V8 plonked in
There
there.
it is. Yeah. Here's a pretty car. This is the Triumph Italia. Isn't it lovely? It was a project between Triumph and Vignale in Italy. They shipped TR3 chassis. Steel body, it's not aluminium. And I think they made 329 of them.
I think this is the one that I want to take home today.
Right.
I will have a word with the owner later. Or perhaps you could broach the subject with him for me.
I'll ask him in my best Italian. Another Lagonda. This is the bigger one. This is the 4.5 litre M45 with its 4.5 litre Meadows. Meadows. Where was Meadows? In the Black Country, weren't they?
I think they must have been, yes. Yeah, well, almost certainly Wolverhampton, because so many people were back in the day.
Yes, they were great. I don't know what happened to Meadows, whether they got absorbed into a bigger
No,
one.
I don't know either, I'm afraid.
Now then, Bugatti, and a lovely one with a certain, what the estate agents call chassis, or the antique called chassis.
Lovely motor car. Looks just right. I certainly wouldn't restore it at all. I mean, exactly like that.
But the funny thing is, it's not very old. It was built 20 years ago or so out of genuine Bugatti components.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. So it hasn't got sort of 1920s racing history, but it sounds right, it looks right, and Chris Hudson's driving it with great gusto.
This car. 1300 odd cc engine, very well immaculate streaming into kennel there and into crossing, accelerating very cleanly away out of crossing. Confidence lift, just confidence lift into bottom S, now brakes into the bottom S there. Well, I'm 127, I've got it on the line now, the Manchula, the supercharged GT400 Manchula. This has actually got a it's got a supercharged engine in it. Supercharged engine. And another very nice looking motor car.
Yeah, rather unusual actually.
Yeah,
Quite a good spec on this one.
I think the back end is rather good on these. I like it. I like it because it's got this echo of a cam tail, doesn't it?
Yes.
And it was always my thought that had Malcolm Sayer known more about aerodynamics, although he was damn good at it, that he knew about the cam tail, and had he designed the E-Type with the cam tail, I think
This is an Austin 7 type car coming up the hill, 301.
I know a lot about this because I had investigated them at lunchtime. This is starter motor. Starter motor is a group to try and get more young people involved in older motor cars. This particular one has got a genuine Austin chassis. The body is by a chap called Rod Yates, who built a body for me for an Austin rep down in East Grinstead or somewhere like that. And I've forgotten the engine builder's name, but it is all virtually new. The inside of the engine is all new. Phoenix crank, pistons, rods, etc., etc. It's a super little motor car. Do talk to them. They've got their stand in the paddock, and they're very happy to discuss all sorts of things, but it's to get the younger people into the older motor cars. In fact, they do have one or two older motor cars, including an MGB, that's been donated to them.
That's really nice to
It
hear.
is lovely.
Yeah, well done to you finding that information out. Another one of your old favourites online is that S-Type Jag, car number 303 perhaps. What's the creamy coloured one?
Yeah, I do like it. It is nice. And they were never as considered as collectible as the Mark IIs. For whatever reason, I don't know.
Quite a rare old beast these days, aren't they? There's another one coming to the line. Well, we described it as a Toyota earlier. We didn't really have to modern Toyota we described it as. We decided we needed to know what it was.
Yes, that's the one, yeah.
Sorry, folks, we're looking
Yes,
at that one,
yes.
but it's coming to the line now.
I don't think it'll be trouble
Well, it
with
might be.
time.
Actually, it's got the registration T44NKNA, so whether that's of any significance or not. It might be older than we realise. Yep. Just leaving the line now. 291 is the number, David.
Okay, thank you. 291. Scanning for this light.
Now, normally, I think the black and orange one with the big Chevy engine in it, I think, very highly developed, leaves the line with a great roar of that V8, pouring, sweeping up towards Kennel, not going up the hill as quick as some I've seen, but nevertheless,
It looks lovely, doesn't it? Actually, taking up an awful lot of track as well. It's a very wide motor car. Now he's opened up the taps a little bit. So I don't blame him to be cautious. If you've got that much power and it jumps around and bites it, you'll know about it.
yeah, more of a track car. On the line, 136, a Mark II Jag. This is a rather splendid looking car, to be fair. I think this one is, yeah, it's a great scorching load of tyre smoke off the back. I think you're going to like that one.
Well, yes, actually, I think.
Oh my goodness.
They never called it that. They got called, retrospectively, were called Mark 1s after the Mark II came out. It's got a full roll cage in, that car has, so it's obviously used for racing.
Well, that's a splendid looking bit of kit. I'm seeing some rally cars lining up, so we may be getting a batch of rally cars before long, which, as you know, I'm always a big fan of. Go. Cars revving on the line. And he revs it up now, and he leaves the line actually pretty smoothly into second gear, long first gear on those escorts, into Kennel.
My sights here, going very strongly indeed. Really getting the grips to this, grips with this motor car. To the king, no lift, brakes into bottom S and turns in down.
Fabulous. Well, let's watch out for Mick Stratford in this 600 horsepower car. Great load of smoke, sideways off the line, all the way up to Kennel, sideways, thrown it in.
Pedaling extremely hard. Let's see if we can see daylight under the front wheel. No, we can't, but very nearly. Popping a bang on the overrun, he just lifts into the king.
And now it's bottom. Okay, Alan Watkins on the line, Mark II Escort. This one is in the Rocklands colours that Harry Batman would have driven in these colours. I don't think this was Harry's old car, but Harry got through so many and so many shells, I don't know what one this is. Anyway, leaves the line, Mark II Escort. Fabulous car. Bit of smoke out the exhaust there.
Yeah, tyre tail end slips like, get a bit squirrely through kennel there, but getting it very nice, tight under the the armco under my box here. Bottom S now.
Yeah, Mike Dorr is going to be following up in the Vauxhall Chevette HSR. Rare cars these days. This is in the original dealer team Vauxhall colours, silver with the red, white and green stripe on the side of it. He's still got the rally lights on the front of it as well, so he won't want to be bundling it into bottom S with that on.
Well, Mike Dorr, according to my list, is that he's driving an Autumn Montego, and I don't quite believe that.
And a big thanks to Haggerty for entertaining us over the last weekend of June. That's what hill climbing looks like if you're looking at old vehicles. Hope you enjoyed the sights and sounds. I'll leave you with the Renault 5 Turbo. Have fun.